Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something that's been stirring in my spirit about the doors that God is opening for you. One of the most powerful realizations you can have in your journey is understanding the concept of divine timing. It's easy to get frustrated when things aren't happening according to your plan. You might be praying, working, waiting, and still nothing seems to shift. But here's the truth: delays are not denials. Just because it's not happening now doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Divine timing means that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, at the moment it is meant to. God's timing is perfect. We often want things on our schedule, but we need to remember that our perspective is limited. We can only see what's directly in front of us, while God sees the entire picture. What may feel like a setback to you could be a setup for something greater. He is aligning people, places, and circumstances in ways that are beyond your comprehension. Sometimes the delay is there for your protection. There could be things you are unaware of, challenges you aren't ready to face, or lessons you still need to learn before stepping into that next season. If God gave you everything you wanted right when you asked, it might overwhelm you or even cause you to miss out on something greater that's on the horizon. Recognizing divine timing also means releasing control. It's about trusting that God knows when to open the right doors and close the wrong ones. When you're in alignment with His timing, things start to flow more naturally. You don't have to force opportunities, rush into decisions, or push through obstacles in your own strength. Instead, you operate from a place of peace, knowing that when the time is right, the door will open without resistance. Think about it like a seed planted in the ground. You water it, tend to it, but you can't rush its growth. It takes time for the roots to develop beneath the surface before you ever see a sprout. In the same way, God is working on things behind the scenes of your life. Just because you don't see the results immediately doesn't mean nothing is happening. So when you find yourself in a season of waiting, don't be discouraged. Be patient, remain faithful, and trust that everything is working out according to a higher plan. Your role is to prepare, to grow, and to be ready for the moment when God's perfect timing brings everything into place. Discomfort is often the clearest signal that you are on the verge of transformation. It's a sign that you are being stretched beyond your current capacity, pushed beyond your comfort zone, and prepared for something greater. While many people equate discomfort with something negative, it's actually one of the most powerful indicators that growth is happening. In fact, if you're not feeling some level of discomfort, it may be a sign that you've settled into stagnation, that you've stopped reaching for new heights. Think about how a seed has to break open underground before it can sprout and grow. It's an intense process, but without that breaking, there's no life. In the same way, the discomfort you feel when you're in a challenging season is like a spiritual breaking open. It's a necessary part of your growth journey because it's in these moments that your potential is being developed. This discomfort might come in different forms. It could be emotional feelings of restlessness, dissatisfaction, or even fear. It could be physical exhaustion from working hard or pushing yourself further than you thought you could go. Or it could be situational circumstances that seem unfair or obstacles that seem too large to overcome. But here's the key: the discomfort is not meant to defeat you, it's meant to refine you. You see, growth doesn't happen in comfort. It doesn't happen when everything is easy or familiar. It happens when you're forced to face the unknown, when you have to develop new skills, new mindsets, and new levels of resilience. The very things that are causing you discomfort are the things that are preparing you for the doors God is opening. Discomfort often indicates that you're outgrowing your current environment or role. It's that inner agitation that tells you you're ready for more, even if you don't feel ready. The place you are now may have been right for a season, but as you grow, that place becomes too small for the bigger version of you that is emerging. This is why discomfort often precedes elevation. It's the growing pains of your spirit expanding to handle the new responsibilities, opportunities, and blessings that are coming. At times, discomfort might feel overwhelming, but it's important to understand that it's not meant to destroy you. It's there to reveal your strength, to show you that you can handle more than you thought possible. It's pushing you to become more disciplined, more focused, and more committed to your purpose. When you embrace the discomfort, you stop running from it and start seeing it as a catalyst for your next level. Unexpected opportunities often come at the most surprising moments, when you least anticipate them. They appear when you are focused on something else, perhaps even when you're feeling discouraged or unsure of what's next. These opportunities are like doors opening where you didn't even know a door existed. They can be a sign that God is orchestrating something behind the scenes, aligning events and circumstances that are beyond your control or foresight. The key to recognizing these unexpected opportunities is staying open and flexible. Often they don't look like what you imagined or come in the form you expected. You might have a particular plan in mind, but then an unexpected path presents itself, offering a chance for something even greater. These opportunities could show up as a new job, a connection with someone who changes the trajectory of your life, or a project that propels you forward in ways you hadn't planned. The beauty of these moments is that they are often answers to prayers you haven't even spoken yet. Sometimes these opportunities are wrapped in challenges or disguised as detours. What seems like a problem can actually be the very thing that leads you to a breakthrough. It's easy to dismiss something that doesn't fit into your immediate expectations, but these unexpected opportunities often carry the seeds of your next big leap forward. They may require you to change direction, to shift your focus, or to take a leap of faith, but they come with the potential to open doors that would never have been available through your original plan. Unexpected opportunities also require discernment. Not every open door is meant for you, and not every opportunity is one you should pursue. This is why it's important to remain connected to your inner guidance and stay aligned with your purpose. When you're tuned into that deeper wisdom, you can recognize when an opportunity is divinely appointed, even if it wasn't part of your original plan. You'll sense when something is right for you, even if it stretches you beyond what feels comfortable or familiar. Moreover, unexpected opportunities often come when you've done the work of preparation, even if you don't see immediate results. It's like planting seeds in a field you might not know exactly when they'll sprout, but you trust that at the right time, the harvest will come. In the same way, when you stay diligent and committed to your purpose, even when things seem uncertain, opportunities will arise that you could never have orchestrated on your own. These moments remind you that your efforts are not in vain and that God has been preparing something greater than you could have imagined. Letting go of the old is one of the most crucial steps in moving forward into the new opportunities that life and God have in store for you. It's a principle that can be difficult to embrace because as humans, we often become attached to what is familiar. Whether it's a relationship, a job, a mindset, or even a way of living, holding on to what is known can feel safer than stepping into the unknown. But here's the truth: you cannot fully embrace the new if your hands are still clinging to the past. The old represents what has already served its purpose in your life. It might have been good for a season, but now that season has ended. Clinging to what once was, whether it's out of fear, comfort, or habit, only prevents you from experiencing the growth and opportunities that lie ahead. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, making room for new growth in the spring, you must be willing to release what is no longer serving your highest good. Letting go often involves a deep emotional process. It can be hard to accept that something or someone that was once an essential part of your life may no longer be aligned with where you are going. There may be a sense of loss or grief as you release the old, but this release is necessary for transformation. Sometimes the very thing you're holding on to is the thing that's holding you back. It's like carrying excess baggage that weighs you down, preventing you from walking through the open doors that are right in front of you. It's important to recognize that letting go does not mean forgetting or dismissing the value of what came before. The experiences, lessons, and people from your past have shaped you into who you are today. But now it's about acknowledging that their role in your journey is complete. You can honor the past without being bound by it. The wisdom you've gained remains with you, but you must be willing to step into the new with an open heart and open hands. Sometimes we hold on to the old because we fear that there may not be anything better ahead. This scarcity mindset convinces us that if we let go of what we have, we'll be left with nothing. But that is not the way of divine abundance. When you trust in God's plan, you realize that what's ahead is always greater than what's behind. Holding on too tightly to the old can block the flow of blessings, closing you off to new relationships, new opportunities, and new experiences that are designed to take you to the next level. Letting go also requires courage. It means walking away from something familiar, something that might have been your comfort zone for a long time. But growth and comfort cannot coexist. The very act of letting go creates space in your life space for new ideas, new visions, and new opportunities to emerge. It opens you up to the possibility of more, to the potential that exists beyond what you can currently see. At times, letting go might require forgiveness of yourself, of others, or of situations that didn't turn out as you hoped. Carrying resentment, regret, or unresolved feelings from the past can keep you stuck in cycles of negativity. By releasing these emotions, you free yourself from the chains of the past and create room for healing and restoration. Only then can you truly step into the future with a heart that's open and ready to receive. Negative emotions are a natural part of life. Feelings like fear, doubt, anxiety, and frustration can arise in moments when we face uncertainty, challenges, or setbacks. But while these emotions are normal, they don't have to control you or define your actions. One of the most powerful ways to overcome negative emotions is by replacing them with faith in something greater than yourself, faith in God's plan, and faith in your own ability to persevere. Faith is a force that transcends the limitations of your current circumstances. When negative emotions try to take over, it's often because we are focused on what's immediately in front of us, the obstacles, the risks, the things we can't control. These feelings can make us feel small and incapable of moving forward. But faith allows you to shift your focus from what is seen to what is unseen. It empowers you to look beyond the temporary difficulties and trust that there is a greater purpose at work. When you operate from a place of faith, you begin to see challenges differently. Instead of viewing them as threats, you start to see them as opportunities for growth and development. Faith doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means believing that there is more to the story than what your current situation shows. It's the confidence that no matter what you're going through, God is still in control, and He is working all things together for your good, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Negative emotions thrive in environments of uncertainty and fear. They feed off your doubts, telling you that you're not enough, that you'll fail, that nothing will change. But faith disrupts that narrative. It speaks a new truth into your life, that you are equipped, that you are capable, and that you are supported by a higher power that knows the beginning from the end. Faith gives you the strength to keep going when your emotions tell you to quit. It's the fuel that propels you forward even when the path is unclear. Overcoming negative emotions with faith also involves a conscious decision to shift your mindset. It requires you to intentionally focus on what is possible rather than what seems impossible. Faith isn't passive, it's active. It means choosing to believe in the midst of uncertainty, to trust when you can't see the full picture, and to stand firm when everything around you feels unstable. This mindset shift transforms how you respond to difficulties. Instead of letting fear or doubt paralyze you, you begin to see obstacles as stepping stones to something greater. Another important aspect of using faith to overcome negative emotions is recognizing that you don't have to fight these battles on your own. Faith reminds you that you're not alone in your struggles. God is with you, and His strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you're feeling overwhelmed by negative emotions, faith gives you the assurance that you can rely on a source of strength beyond your own. It's a reminder that there's a bigger plan at work and you're being guided even when the path ahead seems unclear. Faith also involves speaking life into your situation. The words you speak have power, and when you're facing negative emotions, it's easy to fall into the trap of speaking words of defeat or hopelessness. But faith calls you to speak words of affirmation, hope, and possibility. It encourages you to declare victory over your circumstances even before you see the outcome. This isn't about ignoring reality, but about reinforcing your belief that the challenges you face are temporary, and that through faith you have the power to overcome them. Overcoming negative emotions with faith is a daily practice. It's about making the choice day by day, moment by moment, to place your trust in something greater than your feelings. Faith isn't the absence of fear or doubt, it's the decision to move forward in spite of them. It's the conviction that no matter what comes your way, you are not defined by your emotions, but by your belief in what is possible with God's help. And with that faith, you can face any negative emotion, knowing that it is only a temporary hurdle on the path to your greater purpose. Listening to divine guidance is about tuning into that inner voice, the quiet nudging of your spirit that often leads you in the right direction, even when it goes against conventional wisdom or what makes sense in the moment. Divine guidance comes not with noise or fanfare, but with a stillness that requires your attention and openness. It's easy to overlook, especially in a world filled with distractions, external pressures, and the constant noise of opinions and expectations. But when you learn to quiet your mind and spirit, you position yourself to hear the direction that comes from a higher source. Divine guidance doesn't always come in the form of a loud, clear message. Sometimes it's a subtle sense of peace when you consider a certain path, a feeling of alignment that reassures you that you are on the right track. Other times it's the opposite, a sense of discomfort or unease, a signal that the door you're trying to walk through isn't meant for you. This guidance is always available, but it requires you to cultivate the practice of listening, of being still enough to recognize it. One of the challenges of listening to divine guidance is that it often requires patience and trust. You may not receive immediate clarity or answers in the way you expect. Sometimes you're simply given a direction or a small step, not the entire roadmap. This is where faith comes in. You trust that by following the guidance you receive, the next step will be revealed when the time is right. Divine guidance often leads you on a path that unfolds gradually, step by step, rather than showing you the entire picture at once. Listening to divine guidance also means being willing to surrender your own agenda. It's natural to want things to go according to your plan, to push forward with what you think is best. But divine guidance often comes to realign you with a higher plan, one that you may not fully understand at the moment. It requires humility, the willingness to let go of control, and the recognition that there is a purpose at work that is bigger than your immediate desires or expectations. Another key aspect of listening to divine guidance is learning to differentiate between the voice of fear and the voice of faith. Fear speaks in loud, anxious tones, telling you that you're not enough, that you'll fail, or that the risks are too great. Divine guidance, on the other hand, speaks with a calm, steady assurance. It may challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, but it does so with the knowledge that you are equipped and supported. The more you listen for this voice, the easier it becomes to distinguish between the two. Divine guidance also often comes through stillness, through moments of reflection, prayer, or meditation. In these moments of quiet, you can hear the whisper of God's direction, feel the pull toward a decision, or experience the clarity you need to move forward. These moments are sacred, and they require space away from the distractions of daily life, away from the constant demands of the world. When you create this space, you allow yourself to receive the guidance that is always available but often drowned out by the noise around you. Additionally, divine guidance can come through people, circumstances, or even unexpected signs. Sometimes someone will say something that resonates deeply with you, confirming a decision you've been wrestling with. Or a door will close in one area of your life only for another to open, pointing you in a new direction. These are not mere coincidences, they are part of the guidance you are receiving. The key is to remain open and aware, recognizing that guidance can come in many forms. Trusting divine guidance means having the courage to follow it, even when it takes you on a path that feels unfamiliar or uncertain. Often the guidance you receive won't align with your current understanding of how things should go, but that's where faith comes in. It's about trusting that God sees the full picture and is leading you towards something better than you could have planned for yourself. Following this guidance may require risk, sacrifice, or a step into the unknown, but it is always aligned with your highest good. Lastly, listening to divine guidance requires consistency. It's not something you do once and forget. It's a continual practice of seeking, listening, and following. The more you practice tuning in to that divine wisdom, the more naturally it will come, and the more confidently you'll be able to follow where it leads. This guidance is always available to you, waiting for you to open your heart and your spirit to hear it.